and we are very excited, getting ready for our live event tomorrow at 2 p.m. February 22nd, so 2/22 at 2 p.m. I thought that was kind of nice. We hope to see all of you there. We have the link for the registration in the description, so if you are here, please sign up. We would love to have this conversation with you. So this week we've been talking about a lot of relationship stuff, love, partnerships, and we are just going to switch it up a little bit today, and we're gonna change the discussion and move towards disclosure. So there's been a lot of disclosure going on. I don't know where you are in the world, but it feels like everywhere there's something being disclosed every day. So let's open up. If anyone has any questions that they want to ask, you can put it in the chat. And we'll start from there.
All right.
Okay,
Hey, everybody.
cool. Hey, everyone.
Hey.
So where do I begin?
I'm just as excited as you guys.
All of this disclosure thing, I've kind of been shown from a very long time ago, and I've even been shown corresponding dates, so that when I hear people revealing their dates and I see different creators revealing their dates, I'm like, okay, let's see how it lines up. And I'm excited to see how it lines up here as well. I had 2 dates. One of them's come to pass, and I was like, I didn't see that coming, but okay. But I guess now I understand why. It was the same day that the royals got involved, and that whole scandal burst over here about the first royal arrest. But it's something that has been back and forth in England. So I know how it's a bit different in the States, but this whole thing obviously is an international thing.
Mm-hmm.
But the way that it's broke over here is like more of a news of finally, because people's been known about this and it's just been shut down. So even if it's gone to like public inquiry, independent courts, for some reason the judge, they've had to change out the judge, or they've had to, the main lawyer's been
like you're fighting the house with the house, and it turns out the house doesn't want you to win anyway.
And it's just like, no, this one's solid. They're gonna come through their backstory,
and they might be too,
and they might be, but you know that they did something like somebody's kids got threatened and they stood down. Like it was one of those.
Yeah.
So now that this is happening, is like this is the first time that they've actually gone through with an arrest of someone in the royal family. It's gonna hit some people hard over here, but then others it's gonna be like, well, we did tell you that they are self-appointed. Like, so how is that news, and how has the news been hitting on your side, and how have your countries been reacting to it?
Oh man, of course the old Epstein release has been huge over here. I've been hit up a lot about that. It was the first time actually I've had people come up and go, "You talked about this, like it's in the file here. Do you see that?" Like, yeah, it is in there, and I know it's in there, and yeah. Just people getting your opinion, and remembering, because people have very low attention spans on average these days. We're encouraged to, right? You got your smartphone, you got your doom scroll, but actually remembering those moments is like, oh my goodness, that means like people are coming out of the muck. They're waking up, like they're looking around a little bit more. So that's very nice to see. And I've heard a couple people even that are just like, man, I don't even want to go to work tomorrow. Like, I don't want to contribute to this anymore. Like, good. Go tell your friends.
Right.
Yeah. What about you, Corey?
Yeah, no, it's the same. Like, I mean, I'm in Canada, but I'm American, so I don't really pay attention to what Canadians think about anything. I'm really, if I'm being honest, like, what they
spoken like a true American, am I right?
It's not my business. I'm just temporarily here. But no, it's definitely, I like conspiracy theorists are like Floyd Mayweather right now. They undefeated. Everything that we say, everything we've been saying is gonna happen. I've been telling people this is gonna happen, that's gonna happen since before 2020, and to see it all coming to fruition is kind of hilarious. It's actually like, again, for me, it's not so much of a moment. It's more so like oh yeah, I
Like,
told
yeah,
you, like, yeah, okay, we
pretty
knew
sure I
this
brought
was
this up
coming.
a year ago.
And so right. And then once I start having the out of body experience and connecting with people who've had them and giving me different insight on things they've seen, you realize this is all just an event marker. It has to happen. It's been planned to happen. It's part of it's baked into our video game of being here. So it's just interesting to see how the public is reacting to it. It feels like a lot of people want some type of justice to be done, and they're very impatient about the justice, which is weird to me because I'm like, 3 years ago you didn't even know this was going on, so relax, it's
Right,
coming.
still
Like
kind of reactionary. Yeah.
what is still more playing out. There's more disclosure beyond just Epstein and this, and we're gonna find out a lot of this stuff is
Dude,
tied to
real
other
quick, can I
things that
just to your point,
yeah
real
yeah
quick? So
yeah 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 no, yeah.
I had a couple friends link me some memes like a certain type of earther when every other conspiracy is proven right, like making fun of them still, and I just
Flat
had to
earthers, yeah
smirk.
yeah yeah yeah.
Uh,
I
and
saw that.
they kind of look at me, and I'm looking that way, and like I have nothing to say, but
You'll
like
see.
wherever the boundaries of your beliefs are, I promise you one of them is going to get blown wide open. So
It is just funny to see it. Like like I said, and at the end of the day, I'm just watching it all transpire, like watching a television show. Like like we knew that most of us have known for years that everything had to come to a head in order for that to happen, and in order for the collective consciousness to change directions, people have to know what's really happening. And so I'm looking forward to more disclosure. I'm looking forward to the realm 2 disclosure. Ultimately,
yes.
it's going to lead to everybody finding out the true nature of our reality. And now you're going to have more people wake up and want to see the other side and want to know what that is. And that's where we play our part. We help people transition from where they are now to a more higher frequency state, and just knowing more and being able to live a different life based on having that knowledge that they will have now. Like,
Yeah.
so yeah.
Like, yeah, crazy, isn't it? But just being that connection, that like grounding, like
Yeah.
I look human to you.
Yes,
like we're all
correct.
human here, right? So
Correct.
I can transition you into the meeting like first contact or whatever. So
yeah.
You know what's really funny? It's all about relationship. Like this whatever is happening, like how people are linked to one another. And it's kind of like as well, truth coming out, allow people to just begin to be a bit more accountable as well. So if you can have a relationship with different people, or you're trying to manifest a certain relationship, now that you can't, now obviously that the so-called elite or whatever are being exposed, you can't now say things like, well, justice doesn't exist, therefore I'm not going to try and do the better thing. Like, now you have to be accountable. As this truth coming out, people becoming more accountable, maybe culturally speaking, I'm talking about not necessarily as an individual, but more people understand that conducting certain relationship in that way, it's a no, then that collectively contribute into us getting into better relationships. I think that in terms of manifesting that, if the collective consciousness have certain agreed protocol on how to proceed when it comes to manifesting relationship, I think it will help. Someone once said something along these lines, like basically, in order for people, I don't remember the name of the person, but basically I think it was regarding disclosure. In order for people to be happy or to pursue this happiness they're looking for, they need to know the truth about who they are, where they're from, and what's really going on. Right. So I think I think I can see what we're talking about it today in relation to that event that's coming up. It's the fact that disclosure is part of that manifestation by you now being presented with the truth and how you can react to it. Are you going to judge it, or are you going to remain the observer, and then obviously apply what you have to apply to your own life? Because after all, even though these people may be trial, you say trials, is that trial?
Tried.
That's them. You have to do you.
You still gotta do.
Yeah. So use that, I would say, as a propeller for your own life. Something where you're going to be like, I believe that when you stay in integrity, then good things can happen to you. Because I know a lot of people have questioned, like,
they've given up on that.
Yeah, me being the good person, don't give me anything. So I know there's that thing going on because justice never said, blah blah blah. But indulging in the idea of justice in itself is you're indulging in duality. So that's my perspective on that. So what do you guys think?
Yeah. The justice thing, I think that's kind of it's really hard to, I guess, not to assume too much, but from an average person's perspective, I would suggest that their idea of justice is just revenge or like getting back at someone, or basically just sitting steeped in judgment of somebody else. So it's not terribly helpful.
Right. Yes. And two, the disclosure, again, I know the beginning of this is the Epstein stuff and all of that, but disclosure is way bigger than that. Like literally everything we know about our experience here on Earth is come from distortion. Yeah. So
it's like upside down.
We're about to lose all of the distortion. So now you're going to have to figure out what kind of relationships you want to have with the new system, the new financial system, the ETs that will soon be revealed to us. And again, once the heavens, once the heavens open as they were in the old world, and we have access to realm 2, realm 3, and all these different, what is our relationship with the beings and the other souls that are simply, again, they're just souls. They're no different from you and I. They just got on a different costume. And what's our relationship going to be with them? Like, are we going to be in fear? Are we going to move with a sense of unity? Is this going to be a unifying event, a unifying thing when we learn about all these different things that are going on around us? What's our relationship going to be with the people who've been lying to us?
Right.
Like, you see what I'm saying? So it's so many different things.
It'll really put things in perspective.
Like I feel like the Epstein thing is like the first layer of it. I don't even think it's the biggest layer. Like I don't even think it's like the biggest thing. It's a result. And I think
sprinkles.
It's the sprinkles. Like because what I've been seeing, and I know a lot of you guys see this stuff online. What I've been seeing is, the alien stuff is a distraction from Epstein, and I'm like, the alien stuff may be exactly coincide with Epstein, because a lot of these people ain't actually people that that are doing the things that they're doing,
and they worship these types too, like the realm 2 beings.
Yeah,
like
and a lot of these beings, are not. I'm just gonna. I know this sounds crazy, but again, conspiracy theorists are undefeated right now. So take it for what you want. A lot of these aren't humans. These are beings presenting themselves as humans, and you wonder why all this craziness is going on. Well, they're not actually.
Can I add something to that real quick? I want Zuckerberg to end up being a lizard man so bad, because that would be so funny. Like people, because everybody looks at him. Everybody looks at him and they're like, God, he just looks off, doesn't he? Like,
all these weird people. So there's a lot of weird people, and so it's our relationship with the reality is gonna change.
Right.
That's like that's a underrated part of this whole disclosure thing. Our relationship with the reality. We thought everything we thought was real. 10 years growing up as a kid, if if you would have told me aliens exist, I was like, no, they don't. Like, because there wasn't even a thing. Now you got the president of the United States saying, hey, aliens, or former president saying, hey, yeah, aliens exist. Wait, what?
And current. There was
And the current, yeah.
right?
So they
There's
both
a tweet
saying,
now.
they're both saying the same thing. That's what I'm saying. And this would have been unheard of 20 years ago.
Right.
So if they've been lying to you about that, what else have they been lying to you about?
Right.
What else do we not
Yes.
know? What else?
I think you have to assume it's
Everything's a
everything.
lie.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
yes.
and
Well, the
if
whole
you're
damn
not
thing's
ready
built
for
on a
that, then you
lie,
have to
so.
ask yourself, why aren't you ready for it? And
Mhm.
then a lot of the times, I think a real reason why people feel like they don't want to know is because they feel like their blankie's going to be taken away.
Yeah, that's
Correct.
exactly what it is.
That's
Yep.
exactly what it is.
It's
Yeah.
like, please, this one works for
Nailed
me.
that,
And I
Shem.
know that it's like when people first found out about sweatshops, but they still wanted to wear the same clothes that you were made by
Right.
sweatshops.
Mhm.
Right.
And then they were like, you know what? What's a little sweatshop? It's
Mhm.
that. And it's
Yep.
like, okay, so I want you to extrapolate that energy you had of going along with it anyway to this
Yep.
moment here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
Right.
need you to pipe down in the punishment area.
Correct.
Because
Correct.
have been at some point a part of all of this, knowingly or unknowingly.
Right. Even in this
And
life.
how
Yeah.
okay were
Yeah.
you okay with that? Like how
Mhm.
really on the Richter scale of 1 to 10, really how
Mhm.
okay were you with it?
Right.
And it's
Well, you
happened
can.
countless times with countless things.
Yeah. Are you seeing it over there with the royal stuff? Because I'm seeing it here with the Epstein stuff. Like certain people are mentioned in there unequivocally in the notes about doing things with underage members of society, children, and like people are just trying to brush it off still. Like,
Yeah.
come
Yeah,
on, like
right.
what's?
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, they're like, listen, they weren't all children, or look, is a
Right.
14-year-old really a child?
Like
Let's think
then
about
you
it.
need
Yeah,
to
right,
understand
right.
you are now
Uh-huh.
part of the issue, my
Yeah.
friend. If you're doing that,
Last time
like
we checked.
you got to face the music sooner or later. You are helping prop this up if you're being that way. So,
Yeah, so
It's really what you're saying, Shem. People are so comfortable in their reality that the acceptance of new information means you have to change how you view your comfortable reality. And people
yeah.
don't want to do that. Like people don't want to do, because if they did, we wouldn't even have a platform no more, because everybody be awake. Nobody wants to wake up, because waking up means you gotta, what Omani said, you gotta now take responsibility. You can't see what you've seen, Shem, and go back to being the same old Shem before you saw what you saw. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Mhm.
Like I can never be the same.
No.
Like I can never be the old person. I can never go back to sleep,
Can't
Right.
unsee
even if
it.
I
Well,
try.
yeah,
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
try, you're gonna feel pretty not good
It's gonna
about
feel
that.
shitty.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause-
You know what I'm saying?
It's one of those things that have now become like, it's not only undesirable, but it feels damn near impossible.
Mhm.
And that's rightfully so. Like, I guess that's
Yeah.
what we called for this time round. Like, wake me
Yeah.
up, and when you do, it's
Mhm.
like I
It's
will
over.
not be able to give me
It's over.
insomnia. Like, I'm not
Correct.
going back to sleep.
Correct. I can't go back.
Yeah.
Talking about spoiling the experience.
Right?
Yeah. Right.
I
Right.
wanted to share something with you guys about what I like last November past. Like, I went through this whole I was a lot in bed. Like, my body was going through some changes, but I had a lot of time to be in the other side and just getting a whole load a bunch of downloads. And one of the things I was shown was a remembrance around government, and that government is governed mind. And they just broke it down gently to me. And as I looked around, I was surrounded by a committee. I can only say a committee or a council of maybe 50 people in rows, just looking at me with stern faces. And I realized I was a part of looking at them. And then they just looked at me like, they all had this look on their face, this stern look, like, don't you remember? Like, right, wake up. And then they showed me this marble structure and they called it the architecture of civilizations. And it's like a blueprint of how they've gone about making the archetype in the game for most realms, as far as the ones that were willing to go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into this forgetfulness. And one of them was how to rebuild a society.
Oh.
And just the framework, the simple framework. They said to me, government, govern mind. And then I put that as the roof. And then they just stumped each pillar. And they said, these pillars must be strong. And that I'm going to name the pillars. They showed me 1, education. 2, religion. 3, occupation. 4, energy exchanging. And 5, environment. And they were like, that's how it works. That's how it was built. You need to remember government, govern mind. And I was like, okay. And they were like, this is literally a blueprint on how you redivert energy and manage this and manage civilizations. That's how they always managed it. Don't get caught up in these things. And I was like, okay, all right. And then I left.
Do you know what? I was just going to mention something, and it was in relation to what Corey was saying before. And now I hear you saying what you're saying now. It's actually related to that as well. So basically, Corey, you mentioned the fact that the distraction, how people saying, oh, what's going on now? It's a distraction for another thing. And that got me thinking about the idea behind using your intuition, but also using the power of deduction. That it's not really taught at school unless in the context of mathematics. So basically math, we do that, but it's never, you're not told for other things. So you can find the truth. And in relation to what you say, these pillars, education, etc. And the way they're presenting you right now, while other things are going on, these Epstein things and the files and all the disclosure, it is important for people to understand that these people don't want you to manifest the reality you desire, simply because it wouldn't work for them. If someone's trying to be in charge, in control of something, if you manifest the ideal reality, which for most of the people is not to depend on anything or something, being able to be sovereign, look after themselves. So by definition, they will set a system for that to take place, specifically when you can agree that, okay, you have to keep on turning up to work because obviously you have to feed yourself, and it's a necessity. Now, obviously made working a necessity, which that impact in your ability to manifest, because now you're
That's
in a
a
loop
security blanket for most. Back to what Shem was talking about before.
Right. And I saw
I still gotta go to work in the morning.
And I saw someone posted saw a video on Twitter. I don't remember the name, but basically they were saying that before, the slave didn't have to pay for food, they didn't have to pay for shelter, but still it was slave, right? Now today, you're not a slave, but you have to pay for food and shelter. What's that telling you about yourself?
You're free.
You're still a slave.
Yeah.
They just shifted the way it has to be perceived, right?
Shifted slavery, yeah.
Right. So this distraction is also so that you stay in that paradigm.
Yeah,
so when
the bread and circuses, yeah.
Right. So the true question is why they're trying to distract you, and you have to ask yourself, what is the thing they don't want me to access? Because ultimately, that's what's going to lead to your demise. If you keep on looking outside of yourself, keep on giving away your power, and keep on staying in these loops. As much as we stated, it feels comfortable right now because maybe you can offer a few holidays and can buy some clothes and buy new clothes and clothes you want. But then how come most of the people by the end of the month, they're like, if I don't stop working, if I stop working, I can't afford any of these. Right. So it's like now people are finding themselves in a situation where they're like, well, I love a great relationship, beautiful relationship around me, but it's like they're not present. They can't be present for it. So they bring these layers of distractions, so you be less and less present. So you have less time to think about what you truly want.
Correct.
So
Right.
more than being a
Yeah,
distraction
your
for
attention's going where
something
they want it
else,
to go, right?
it's
Yeah.
distraction. It's a distraction away from you, from
Yeah.
looking at you, your
or
situation,
your
how you
or
feel,
building your situation.
or building your situation. We should come back to you.
How many people can relate to the idea that there was one of these pillars of and because they showed me that this is pillars of a rediverting energy. That's
Yeah.
all they're for.
Mhm.
And these, if you tie yourself to enough of them, they can soften your energy in all these places in one way or another. So the occupation has been a huge one, especially for the masculine archetype, and now the feminine, because now, you know, you got to be independent, right?
Right.
But when you
Yeah.
come home, what type of a human are you? What type of a soul are you to your family members? You've given all of your energy to this place that you hate. You come home, you take it out on who? And it's affecting that, even that which you cherish, even that which, so it permeates your energy,
Right.
and takes it from even your sanctuary. Like that place, you're supposed to go home and be able to chill.
Mhm.
And a lot of the time you just go home and you just release and just dump all of whatever
Right.
all of your shit
You were put
that you
in a negative
couldn't do.
state, and then you took it home with you, and you created more of a negative state with the people that you're now around, and all that negativity is just feeding the beast. That
Yes.
it sustains itself,
And it
on
just
that,
goes
which is
back
why
to
you're
govern
constantly in
mind.
some
Exactly.
varying
And
degree of
The
misery.
governing your mind, like exactly.
And it's not they
blessed
governing your mind.
Yeah,
It's
govern
your link
meant.
to them.
And what Shem's saying, govern mind, yeah.
And I know they were clear to show me that if you want, you can point the finger and say it's the government. But they said, no, remember, it means govern mind. It's how you govern your mind, how you marry yourself to each of these pillars.
Right.
How you bind yourself, your relationship with each of these pillars is going to determine how you redivert your energy away from your own coherence.
Exactly. And the reason why I was mentioning intuition and the power of deduction is because if you take a minute to do that for yourself, you will realize quickly enough, soon enough, that all these files, disclosure, and where they trying to cipher that energy, your attention, it is away from you. It is primarily away from you. Could it be for another reason?
Absolutely.
Yeah, possibly. But the first person that is actually not checking themselves is you when you give your attention away like that. And yes, not to minimize what's taking place, and the disclosure will contribute, by deduction will contribute in all of us knowing ourselves better, manifest better situation. But sometimes you just have to let it unfold. You don't need the judgment. You don't need to spend hours. You know already, if you deep down follow your intuition, you know for years there's been many things,
That was
very
off.
fishy things, really off.
Yeah.
You know, doesn't matter what
People
government
know.
is in power.
They know.
You know, decades, mandate after mandate, decades after decades. Did nothing really change? If anything, the price of food is higher, the price of rent is higher, your mortgage is probably higher. I mean,
the first age of a first-time buyer is higher.
Right.
It's all gone up.
Well, and
we seem to like still have our mood lower than ever. Like, what are we
right.
doing?
People are
here?
more miserable than they ever are, ever have been, rather.
So, like Corey
Yeah.
says, remaining the observer, I think, is extremely important in this
And
situation.
I'll say this: remembering that everything that is happening, the disclosure isn't part of the collective consciousness, because the collective consciousness wants to just keep going in the direction it's been going. The disclosure is an event marker that was baked into our experience. This was coming no matter what, is coming no matter what. So the question is, how are you going energetically or frequency wise? How are you going to react to it? What is it going to do for your frequency? Because it's happening. Like, it ain't no. And from what I've been told, And what I've seen is happening for the better. So I want to say there's some good news behind all of this. In order to build a new world, you have to destroy the other one. And in previous times, that meant a reset. So like a hard reset, flood, whatever, mud flood, whatever you want to call it. And what we're seeing is we're seeing the systematic destruction of old systems, and new systems will be built. And this is what I've been told.
It seems to me that most of those newer systems, as far as like anything that can be done already, is done. And just like the controlled demolition has to happen just enough, and they can just go, switch it around and go, okay, well, here's the new cool thing.
Here's the new system. Here's where we're going. And it is, I was told 2 words: freedom for everybody. And so I'm holding on to that, because again, we can get off into this stuff and start making it negative. Not us, but like people in general can get off into disclosure and start making it about negative and distraction. It's only a distraction if you choose to let it be a distraction. Like for me personally, again, I'm a casual observer. It's all happening. It was all meant to happen. It was all set to happen. I personally came here to experience this happening. That's why I'm here right now, and I haven't gone home yet. I'm here to experience what this happening. So I'm not letting it affect me in a negative way. So nobody else should either. Like, because if you do let it affect you in a negative way, that ain't gonna stop it from happening. It's coming. And it's meant for the better, what I was told is it's meant for the last golden age before the end of the construct. So we're not gonna continue to live in this control system for much longer, and that in our lifetime we're going to see the freedom that the collective consciousness actually wants to move towards. And that's the shift that we're going to get as a result of disclosure. So people going to know the truth. So once you know the truth, you have a choice to make. Am I going to give my energy to lower energy, or am I going to give it to the higher energy?
Right. Especially after all the disclosure, and you see these people are
exactly.
like, they're pretty pathetic people. Like, I'm not, this is an observation. Objectively, they are kind of pathetic people, like in the way that they operate, right? Because they don't feel like they can do the things that we know everybody can do. They're so far out of alignment. So
correct. And they're so far out of love.
Right. Yep.
And so that doesn't mean they can't come back to love. And this is where I don't get into judgment, because some of these very same people that we say are the most, they can still come back to love if they choose to. They may not. The question is, are you going to choose to operate in unconditional love, knowing what you've seen from all this disclosure stuff? You've seen who the bad people are. Well, are you going to choose to follow that path, or are you going to choose to create a new one? And I know that is where the collective consciousness is going. It's going towards, we reject what we've seen from those that are in power, and we are now going to create a new power dynamic that is built on love and built on freedom and built on all these things. And so I hate disclosure has a negative connotation to it, because it's not. It's really the revealing of the truths that we need to know in order to shift into a better frequency.
Right. Well, there's always a negative spin on it, right? Like apocalypse has a negative spin on it, and the word isn't bad at all.
I want to be very clear. None of this shit that these people are telling you is going to happen about the world, about Antichrist and the world going to shit. None of that's happening. It's not going to happen. We're seeing this is about as dark as it's going to get before the dawn. There isn't going to be any World War III, nuclear holocaust. None of that shit is going to happen. None of it. And so you can live in fear of these things, which will create more things to fear about, or you can move forward in understanding that this is an event marker. We need to know the truth so that we can choose to be better in our experience here. going forward. So I just wanted to put that spin on it too, because I don't want people to think that I'm not a doomsday conspiracy
Oh, not
theorist.
at all.
I'm a hopeful conspiracy theorist. I want it all to get revealed so we can start being better.
Right. Well,
And
it's all
Yeah.
empowering, right? Like you said
Yeah.
earlier, but now that you know, what are you going to do with it?
yeah, what
Right.
you gonna do?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it
I was-
definitely feels like. Oh, go ahead, Amandi.
Yeah, what you can say, and bear in mind just that you know, they've got plenty of people they're gonna throw under the bus. They're willing to just, you know, spare. So don't assume this is the big thing, because that it's gonna take a while. Man, it's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
They've got,
Yeah.
and that's
you
good.
know, and no
Yeah.
matter how big that person is, I mean, you might feel like, oh my gosh, this is it. Maybe
Yeah.
not. But
Maybe not.
Yeah. No, I definitely feel like this is the beginning of a much larger conversation as more and more stuff just keeps coming out. And I
Yeah.
think y'all said it best. Just don't get into that fear, right?
Yeah.
Focus
Stay out of
on, stay out of that, and we build what we want.
Welcome
So,
it. Welcome
welcome
it.
it,
Welcome
yeah.
it. Welcome what's
Mhm.
coming.
Right.
Listen, you can fight against it, ain't gonna stop it from coming. So
Right.
Right.
you might as well welcome it.
Yeah.
Logically,
Ride the wave
if
instead
we
of trying
talking
to
in
dive into it.
practicality.
And part of that
welcome-
is understanding what's
Yeah.
been happening, right?
Yeah.
Once
Yeah.
you learn it, you kind of takes the boogeyman aspect away. It's like,
I'm
okay,
telling you,
I see
I
what this
love
is.
that I
Yeah.
know.
That you
I
know,
love
right?
that
Yeah.
I'm finding now.
Mhm.
Like, bro, who
So-
wants to not know? Like, that
Right?
shit is crazy.
Yeah.
So,
A lot of people with
All
their
right.
blankie.
Not to cut us off
Yeah.
soon. But
yeah.
Like,
All right.
even if it's a dirty, nasty blanket that they hate,
It's a stinking,
it's a
filthy,
stinking.
dirty,
You
nasty
hate that
blanket.
blanket.
Peel
Hate
it
the
away
blanket.
out of their hands while they
You can't even wash it. It'll just disintegrate.
Throw it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, once again, we are going to be live tomorrow at the Great Unlock event. The
Yes.
link to register is in the description. We'll be talking about lots of stuff. I'm sure disclosure will come up. We have an hour
Yeah.
of just unfiltered, open conversation that happens at the end. That's always fun.
Correct.
So,
Yeah.
see you then, and hope you have a beautiful Saturday.
Yeah, look forward to seeing you guys
All
there.
right.
Yeah.
See you
See
on
you
Sunday.
there.
See you there.
All right.
Bye.